What's up guys, Coach Vassar here. Thank you for joining me with OTF Audio Daily Beats. I apologize in advance if you hear any background noise. My little guy happens to be awake right now. Normally I do this when he is asleep for his nap, but he is currently watching Trash Truck on Netflix for the 5,000th time. He loves it, and I'm not gonna argue and I'm not gonna worry. I negotiate with terrorists today. Anyways, Audio Daily Beats. We are going to break down our Thursday, March 13th workout. This will also repeat Saturday, March 29th. We're going to see blend on the treadmills, power, and then strength on the rower, power on the weight floor. We'll talk about key concepts of the 2G, talk about the 3G as well, and then get you on out of here. So on the treads, we're going to see 3 blocks. The goal is to build towards an all-out in the first 2, and then finish strong with all-outs in the last block. Aim to stay consistent with your all-out intensity. For the rower, we're going to alternate between bicep curls and 150-meter row with a stroke rate range of 24 to 26. Can you get through 3 rounds? And then on the floor, we have 6 exercises that alternate between standard tempo and explosive power tempo. Can you stay explosive on those power movements? Benches will need to be out and they will be flat for this one. So from that Wednesday night to the Thursday transition, make sure readjust your benches. Anyways, looking at the tread side, 3 blocks. Block 1 is 8 minutes. There's a 90-second walk recovery. Block 2, 7 minutes and 15 seconds, another 90 recovery. And then the last block is 4 minutes and 15 seconds. The format is repeatability here. So in block 1, we're going to see a 3-minute build. It starts with a 1-minute push into a push all out into a 1-minute all out. There's a 2-minute walk recovery. Get back to base when they're ready, and then they're going to repeat that same build. The goal is to maintain the intensity. So if they want to adjust and make the push and the push all out fluid, so if it was way too aggressive the first one, scale it back the second one. If it wasn't too bad on the first one, scale it up on the second one. You can use the incline recommendations for power walkers. So 1-minute push, 6% or greater, push all out, 6 to 10, and then for the all out, 10%. As always with these builds, I also kind of go off of just some ranges. So power walkers, could they add, 1 to 3% incline every build? Joggers, runners, could you add, 0.1 to 0.5 or more on every speed increase? Okay. Block 2 is set up the same way, but now everything is shorter and they're dropping that initial push. So the build is only 90 seconds, but it's a 45-second push all out into a 45-second all out. Knowing that the priority is to maintain the all-out intensity, this is a different block, so establish a new all-out that they can maintain 2 more times. The good news is it's only 90 seconds of work compared to 3 minutes, and the walk recovery does increase between the first, second, and then the 3rd round. So after that first build, you'll then have 75 seconds to walk it out, get back to base. After the second build, it is 90 seconds of a walk recovery, get back to base. I know generally most people, when they take that walk recovery, they should see that heart rate start to decrease by about 45 seconds into a minute. Use the heart rate as a guide. So if you could coach to the OTB, I would highly suggest doing that. So when people start to dip into that green, they could get back to base and the heart rate will still continue to lower over time. Also, if they feel recovered, like if they're breathing normally, get back to base, right? And then the 3rd block, it's just all outs and walk recoveries. Same thing though, 30-second all out, 75 walk recovery, maintain the all out. If they could increase it, especially knowing that it's just 30 seconds of work, and then a 90-second walk recovery, and then 1 more final 30-second all out. And that's the 3 blocks on the treads. When we look at the weight floor, it's very simple here. Block 1 is a very long, almost 17-minute block. We have 6 movements, alternating between strength and power. We're going to see step down reverse lunge to a single leg knee drive. The benches are in that lower position. So they'll step off the bench, drop down to that reverse lunge. As they come up, knee drives up, and then they do it again on that same side. That is with dumbbells, they'll do 8 per side. And then they have the strap resisted rotation. If you have not found that video on the exercise library, please watch it. There is a great tutorial on how to set up and what they should feel when they do that movement. On top of that, if you look on YouTube for TRX, resistive rotations, there's plenty of tutorials on how to do it from the TRX company as well. That's then going to go into single arm neutral grip push press for 8 reps per side. Then they have the low bench single leg foot on bridge, 8 per side with a dumbbell, split stance low row, explosive tempo, and then high plank abduction, abduction. So they're gonna have their hands on the floor, feet on the bench. They're gonna lift one foot up, and then they want that foot to kind of float out to the side and come back. And they'll do all 8 on one side. I cannot tell you the number of times where I've told people do all 8 on one side, yet people still try to alternate, like the alternate and toe tap. No, your foot floats out, comes back. You should feel that work on the lateral glute, the side of the hip, okay? Ideally, they rest after each movement. 16 minutes and 45 seconds is plenty of time to get like 3 solid rounds in. They should definitely be explosive on that first, third, and fifth movement. And then the other movements, slow it down, take their time, catch their breath, okay? Now, block 2, it's the rower block. They will need to take a pair of dumbbells with them to the weight floor or to the rower. They're gonna have 5 reps of a balanced bicep curl on each leg, that is with 2 dumbbells. So 10 total reps really. So think about what weight they could do for 10 reps. They'll do 5 with the left leg up, 5 with the right leg up, and then they have a 150 meter push row. We're looking to complete 3+ rounds in. You're gonna see my little guy pop up in just a second. See the hair? There you go. I don't know where he gets the blonde hair from. No, I actually do. It's from my dad's side of the family. Right, buddy? Hey, look at that mullet. It is glorious. I'm jealous. They're gonna complete doing that, and then their finisher is a 30-second all out at the very end. There you go. That's the 2G. Now, when we look at the 3G, we're gonna see 2 blocks on the treads, 1 block on the rower and on the weight floor. On the tread side, we're gonna see the 3-minute build block, but instead of a 2-minute walk recovery, it's only 90 seconds. So 3-minute build, 90 walk recovery, and then another 3-minute build. Block 2 is kind of like a blend between blocks 2 and 3. So it's gonna be a 30-second push all out with a 30-second all out. So a minute of work followed by a walk recovery, okay? And just like in the 2G, the walk recoveries do get longer within this second block. So after a minute of work, the 75 walk recovery, another minute build, 90 recovery, and then the final build. Maintain or increase the all outs in this block. Now for the rower, it's gonna be a dumbbell single arm clean. And then they are doing a 400 meter base row, 24 to 26 strokes per minute. And they are looking to complete 4 rounds in this time frame. This is a great block where it's actually an emphasis on not only strength, but also cardiovascular endurance, because we're looking for them to not only maintain their stroke rate, but try to keep the intensity relatively the same. So if they keep the stroke rate the same, leg drive the same, they should be able to match their time every time they do that 400 meter row. For most people, it will probably take around, 2 minutes to maybe 75 seconds, a minute 15. Everyone's gonna be different, but we want them to be consistent. If they complete all 4 rounds, then they're gonna do a rack and rest 100 meter all out row on repeat until they do a 1 minute all out when the treads do their last build, okay? So they're not doing a 30-second all out, they are doing a last 1 minute all out. Now on the weight floor, we're gonna see just 4 movements of the block 1 from the 2G. We'll have neutral grip push press, they have the step down reverse lunge, the split stance low row, and then the high plank single leg abduction, okay? We're looking to be explosive on the first and third movement here. So the push press and the low row should be explosive, controlled movements on the step down reverse lunge to knee drive, and then controlled movements on the abduction. Now, the finisher will be a minute straight, but it is 30 seconds per side of whichever movement that they choose to do between the push press, the step down knee drive, or the low row. So during that first 30 seconds, the treads are doing the push all out, they pick one side, and then weight floor switch your sides, treads all out, 3, 2, 1, final 30. There you go. And that's the 3G. As always, appreciate you tuning in, listening to me talk about these workouts. Any feedback, let me know. Otherwise, if you have questions, shoot them in the group me. You guys got this? Coach it down.